subscribe, because this is where we're going to be pushing a whole load of fun things, from behind the scenes footage to some of our Be Military Fit workouts to live Q&As with myself and with our team and loads of other cool stuff. So join the family, subscribe, and we're going to be posting stuff all the time on this. This evening is a reading I'm going to do. We've been doing this on Instagram for a few Sundays now. And I've read a little bit from loads of different books over the last few weeks. This week we're going to be reading a little bit from Soul Fuel, which is the first book I've ever done on faith. And I always think if we're, human beings made up of the physical and the mental and the emotional, then also the spiritual is surely a part of what makes us all strong to live empowered, good, kind lives that help other people. So this is my first book on faith. It's obviously pretty personal, and I really hope this, for those of you who know this book, or if you don't, I hope it can just basically empower and help and strengthen your week ahead. So here we go. We're going to do a little bit. I'm going to read the introduction, and then I am going to read one of the experts. And basically it's split into 360 short little bits, so you can read one little bit a day. Shall I do the introduction and one day, or shall I just do a day? What do you think, Jesse? Jesse's helping me set this up.
I think we do the introduction.
We'll do the introduction. Introduction and a day, or just the introduction? What do you think?
Let's see the timing.
Let's see what people say. The cool thing about this, look, we can see what people say. Question is, are you having a good Sunday? Having a great Sunday, because we're at home and with the family, which is always nice. The UK is beginning to shift out of lockdown, but we remain ever grateful for the incredible work so many key workers are doing all the time in this country, and I'm sure wherever you're watching, you're in the same boat as well. One of the things I love about the tough times everyone's gone through is that hopefully it's brought us all closer together, and I hope eventually from this corona disaster we emerge as kinder, humbler, more united people as a world. So that's my hope for that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read the introduction from Soul Fuel. Okay, some people ask me about stuff done, and they'll mention reaching the top of Everest, or surviving a jungle, or crossing an ocean. Things they think are successes. But to me, these are the least interesting part of my story. And the truth is that behind every summit, behind every award or achievement that makes it into a neat headline, there is a string of failures. My life is much more of a collection of struggles, of doubts and of fears, some of which I overcome and some of which I don't. A more relevant question might be, where does my strength come from? And the honest answer is that I often don't feel very strong. Life can be a battle, and we all feel that from time to time. But any strength I do have seems to come in the quiet moments at the start of my day. It comes when I'm on my own, on my knees. And it comes from taking time just to be quiet before my God. God, wow, for many of us that is a difficult word. So might be the words church or father. To some, those words might even be painful or negative. But let's try and see beyond the words, to the force behind them. And that force is one thing: love. Let's remember that if our Creator really is who He says He is, then He is good. He is calling us home in a way that is powerfully unique to each of us. He's on our side, on your side. He's holding out a hand, no matter how far we think we have fallen. So, God is love? I think so. I mean, that is all that Christ ever wanted to share, isn't it? Love. The force Jesus brought was goodness personified. This love is there to hold us, to guide us, strengthen and rescue us. It's a power that I know I can turn to, however far away I feel. I don't turn to God to be religious. In fact, if truth be told, I really battle with religion. It seems often divisive and full of rules. Both those things have turned me off. Church can sometimes portray itself as neat and perfect, when life is neither of those things. I kneel simply because it's where I find strength. This book will reveal that, the whole notion of strength through weakness, connection through honesty, power through vulnerability. It's all a journey, and I'm not very far along that road, but I stay on it as best I can because my heart feels it is good. Even with a lifetime of faith behind me, I find the journey hard, and I often mess up. I find myself teetering on the edge more often than you might imagine. So for me, starting my day with a little bit of soul fuel really helps. It's like food, good fuel for the soul. And that's what this book, Soul Fuel, is about. It's a chance to share with you the kind of fuel I rely on every day to keep my life on track. Like a fire steel or a length of good rope, my faith is simply another essential in my arsenal for survival. But it is so much more. It's like a backbone, the heart of it all, the greatest source of any strength that I have. There are intentionally no formal dates on entries in this book and no reading plan for you to struggle to follow. Soul Fuel is simply 360 separate entries, grouped around the 12 themes that I find myself returning to again and again. Hope, purpose, determination, relationships, vision, wisdom, faithfulness, courage, forgiveness, freedom, and risk. And while this book no doubt has flaws and there's so much more to say, it is a start on a spiritual journey. I really hope it can encourage you to stand strong and tackle life with courage and kindness, secure in the knowledge that you are truly loved and truly set free. There will be days when you can't open this book. You might not visit it for months, maybe years even. This cover's going to get a bit dusty. That's okay. Soul Fuel is only here to help you. And there is no condemnation in these pages. We are all in the gutter, more than we imagine. But we are also looking up at the star. And he is good. What matters most is that we find the courage to reach out and take that hand that's stretching towards us. That we keep on moving towards the light, inch by inch, and that we never give up. Faith is a journey, and like all great journeys, it is made up of small, faithful steps taken every day. This book is fuel for your journey in its pages. Don't underestimate the power of the words of the Bible. So often they've been light to a dark path for me, and strength to a failing body. Immanuel Kant said, "The Bible is an inexhaustible fountain of truths. The existence of the Bible is the greatest blessing which humanity ever experienced." And then there's a word from a verse that says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet, a light on my path." And my hope is that this book blesses, enriches, and empowers your day. So there we go. A little bit. That's the introduction of Soul Fuel, and I hope you like that. I'm not going to read you any more from that. That's enough, and that's just the introduction. And as I said, the rest are little kind of short, little daily bits. Has this worked? Is this working, Jesse? So I was also going to answer some questions for you guys. Have you got my phone there? Hold on. Let me have a look for some of these. Sorry, Jim. Huh? We're going to do lots of YouTube. I know we're going to do lots of that. Hold on, I'm going to get your questions. My phone is so dying. Here we go. Molly. Molly. Here we go. Okay. So, what advice would you give to young people today? Oh my God, don't underestimate the power of friendships. Friendship is everything, and your family. Hold tight to your family. Go for your dreams. That's a big one. I think I always think dreams are God-given. Treat them with respect. Don't listen to the dream stealers. Life is full of dream stealers. People who tell you can't or you're crazy to follow your dream. Don't listen to them. And remember the things that are going to help you on that journey. I always think it's courage, which is about facing the difficult stuff, not running from the things we're scared of, but walking towards the things we're scared of. Kindness, ultimately, it's no good being successful, whatever that means to you, if you're not kind. Our relationships are strengthened always by kind deeds. And finally, a never give up spirit. If you have to hit one thing, those of you who are, involved in our world, or subscribers or supporters or followers of a lot of what we do, you will know the message of never give up is frequently shouted from the rooftops. NGU. And I say it a lot because it is the heart of survival, and it is so much the heart of life. NGU, never give up. There you go. Here's some other ones. How did you cope during lockdown? You always seem so positive. I always think attitude is like an item of clothing. You put it on in the morning and you can choose it, and you can choose to have a bad attitude or you can choose to have a good attitude. And I think the key to so much in life is choosing to put on a good attitude even when we maybe don't feel like it. And it's the same with workouts or training or doing difficult things. Make a decision to go for it, to do it, and if you're going to do it well, do it with a smile, do it with enthusiasm, be positive. My dad used to say, be the most positive and enthusiastic person you know, and you're not going to go wrong. So there you go. One more question. What are you doing this week? This week I'm actually going down to help with the Royal Marine Commandos, do some of visiting some of the teams that are doing the COVID testing, and then seeing some of the Marines that are out on a ship at the moment to go and see those guys. We're going to do it all correctly with good social distancing and stuff, but it's always great to be with the Marines and to champion and highlight some of the incredible work that they're doing. So I'm going to be there for a little bit with 4-2 Commando down in Plymouth, who are an incredible group of people, always good fun to hang out with. Then I'm going to be doing some live BMF, Be Military workouts on this YouTube channel. So if you're into your training, or even if you're not into your training, you should be into your training, because I think if this crisis has taught us anything, it's that physical fitness is a big part of physical positive health. So start training. The first one is going to be tomorrow, 5 p.m, so the same time as now, but tomorrow, down at 4-2 Commando with a Royal Marine with me, and we're going to do a 30-minute live bodyweight workout. Schedule it. So if you're into your training, put it in your calendar now. Join us 5 o'clock, and that's going to be fun. And then I'm hoping to be able to go and see my mum as well at some point this week, who I haven't seen since lockdown began. So I'm going to go and see her, even if it's from a distance, to see her and say hi. So that is the plans for the week. I'm writing a lot at the moment. Whilst we're not filming, I'm trying to do a little bit of the new book, the sequel to Mud, Sweat and Tears, which some of you might have read. It was 10 years ago that I wrote Mud, Sweat and Tears, which was the story of my Everest climb and all of my time with 21 SAS and all of that, and growing up. And it really ends though with the start of TV. So the book I'm writing now is called Mud, Sweat and Fears, and it's really the story of my life since TV began, and all the kind of behind the scenes and what this roller coaster of a ride has really been like. So I'm writing a little bit of that every day. We've got 3 young boys. Well, the oldest, Jesse, isn't so young anymore, 16. He's helping me set this up, so if it's a bit of a homemade job today, we'll get better with it. But they are all at home school at the moment, so every time they do some work, I try and do some writing, and that's it. So there we go. So quick look down some of your comments. Can we do some different languages? This. What's your favourite knot? There you go. Come on, let's do this one. Favourite knot is the clowfish. I think never underestimate the humble clowfish. I think you can pretty well do everything with a variation of a clowfish. And ultimately, we are not geeks here. We are about practical things, and I reckon you can pretty well do everything with a bowline, a clowfish, and an overhand knot. I think you can pretty much do everything. Maybe one time on this YouTube channel we'll have a knot session. What do you think about that? People love all that, don't they? Do you like that? We'll do some knots, and we'll do those 3 knots. Maybe next time, or maybe the time after, we'll do the clowfish, bowline, overhand knot, and show you a few cool adaptations of those. But also we want to be bringing lots of survival tips and tricks and hacks to this YouTube channel. So keep the ideas coming in. The goal is to build a community of brilliant people, and to give you guys an insight to my life and our team's life behind the polish, away from the kind of TV cameras, and actually what drives us, motivates us, and keeps us going. Sound good? We'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow, 5 o'clock, if you're in for a workout at Be Military Fit. Get ready, come ready to train tomorrow for half an hour with the Royal Marines. See you then, guys. Never give up.